All right, I want to talk about some anti-bullying stuff going on. First of all, we have two active current bullying cases that we are trying to become an active part of, trying to intervene somewhat and see if we can help the resolution of this bullshit. Okay, so the first case came along past couple days, involves it's been going on longer than that. It came to my knowledge, our knowledge, past few days. It involves a young teenage girl, young woman, young lady in high school who has been tormented, bullied by another girl in her school for quite a while now. Now, this bullying continued to escalate. Nothing was done about it, to the point where the bully punched her in her face. Punched the girl, struck the girl in the face, the victim in the face. At which point the bully finally was suspended, and there was discussion with both parties by administrators of the school, and the bully, it was made very clear that this conduct wasn't to be continued, and there are repercussions for this behavior, etc., etc. After the suspension, bully returns to school and resumes the bullying. Just business as usual. And so the bully has told the victim that she will continue to bully her until the victim puts up a fight and fights her. So I don't know, what the logic here is or whatever. Anyway, this has already escalated to where it's been physical. Bully's been suspended. It's been made clear to the bully this behavior is not desirable and it's not permitted. And yet it continues. So more complaints to the administration, and nothing further has taken place. No more repercussion, nothing. So my question is, what is the failing here? And what are we waiting for? We're waiting for another assault on the victim, or what? My first instinct, when I first heard about this, which I find these things extremely distasteful, as do many of you, is to take an action that is not the best course of action. So I usually like to step back and actually think things through before I recommend something, which I have done in this case. Because my first off-the-cuff choice wouldn't be the right thing to do. So what I advised is that I think in this case that the parent should take the reins and contact, since the school itself, administration there has had multiple opportunities to intervene and actually do something about this, and yet it continues. Well, now I believe that the parent should contact the Board of Education. Now, when you make that phone call to the Board of Education, I prescribed that you maintain a composure of a mature, reasonable, as calmly as possible adult, and explain your situation clearly and concisely from start to finish. And please be patient and understand that this is the first time they are hearing of this particular case. They don't need the publicity. They're not going to let this continue. I believe that they will intervene, contacting the school, and then you will see a positive action take place. But at the same time, when you are finished your discussion, you should close with just informing the Board of Education, whoever you speak with, its representative, that, and this may be one phone call, they may have someone call you back, I don't know. But you need to push and make it happen. Not put it off, not put it aside, not wait until later. You need to continue to push and push until you speak with the right person. This should not take more than one day. It's intolerable, in my opinion, if it takes more than that at this point. And make sure you're very clear that they understand that you will not be making further phone calls now. If something isn't resolved, the next conversation they will have in reference to you, and as a representative in your stance, in your stead, will be with an attorney who's representing you. And then you need to be willing to follow up with that. You need to follow through, and if something isn't done, but I can assure you something will be done, because they don't want this publicity, especially in today's climate. Everyone knows bullying is not to be tolerated. Everyone knows that it's something that is bad, it needs to be eradicated, and it will be resolved, guaranteed. However, if it isn't, you need to not hesitate but continue your steps forward and have a lawyer, contact a lawyer, and that lawyer needs to then contact the Board of Education and take it from there. And then it will be resolved. It won't go further than that, but that's what you need to do. This cannot go until there's another assault. Something needs to be done. And that's where we're at right now. Yesterday, the contact was made with the Board of Education by the parent, by a representative, and this is where things stand right now. So we'll find out today, hopefully, where we're at and what the resolution is and what's come of that. And I'll pass that along to you guys once we figure that out. In these kind of instances, there's many things that can be done. There's many choices. You're not short. There's no shortage of choices and things you can do. So you need to try and choose the best avenue that's going to best represent your position, and is going to show you in the best light, because you are in the right. Now, if you go and you act like, you know, you're not in your right mind, and it's okay. They're going to understand that you're distraught over it, and that you're probably out of patience after dealing with the school and not being satisfied with their resolution or their lack of effective movement toward a resolution. But I would wonder what the school's operating procedure is with dealing with this kind of thing, because clearly something's missing, it falls short, it's not getting the job done, more needs to be done. So I'm going to put the school out there. The school is in Baltimore, Maryland. It's a county school, it's a public school, it is Dundalk Senior High School. And the reason I'm going to put that out there is if anyone knows of the school, works at the school, knows people at the school, I don't feel like I'm judging them harshly. This shouldn't continue once it's gotten to the degree where a student has been punched in the face, assaulted, legally assaulted, in legal terminology. You already have a case. You already have a case. So you're already in the right. Something has to be done to protect the victim. These children, taxpayers provide, these public schools, basically own these public schools. That's by the sheer definition of public. You need to get a resolution, and it needs to be positive and productive. Every child needs to be able to attend school safely. Like I said, there's a number of choices you can make, another number of avenues, whether that involves a bunch of us going down to the school with a video camera and finding out what the problem actually is and why there's no resolution, or many other potential remedies or courses of action, hopefully in search of a remedy. So that's the first case, and I'll let you know how it turns out. But this is what it's about. We have to actually not just make videos about training and talk about training and lifting weights, which is totally awesome, but I know that a huge amount of the gorilla family out there and amongst us are prior bullying victims to one degree or another. Everybody was either the little fat kid that got picked on, the little skinny kid that got picked on, the sickly kid that got picked on, the kid that wasn't like everybody else for whatever reason and got picked on. So everyone can relate, and I know from all the emails, that nobody's for this bullshit. So if you see it, no bystander, you do what you can do, you get involved, and that's basically it. That's what we're trying to do here. So we're going to start to track some of these things where we see them, where we find them, and we'll let you know their resolution. Thanks.